Hello, good evening, Professor May Fernandez Legaspi. I am Suzumi Roa Fabular, and I would like to share my course reflection in this video. First, I would like to share my insights on what are my significant takeaways in this course and how did I relate them to my teaching journey. In this ELE 705, I learned a lot on how to create assessments or tests in the proper way. Since in my experience, during the time that we have a final exam or midterm exam, usually in the practice of our school, we don't usually do the right thing. Sometimes we don't actually create TOS, and then sometimes we just out from the topics that we discussed, usually I just create questions that pops into my mind. So I realized that in my practice, it is not correct to just create test questions out from the the things that you think on that moment. So it's better to plan ahead, to create a test specification, test of specifications or the TOS, as well as the planning a week before or 2 weeks before. And sometimes, because our students uh, may not have these 21st century skills with them, like the problem solving or the critical thinking, so sometimes test questions are out from testing their knowledge only and not the higher order thinking skills. So, in my teaching journey, I hope that I can apply what I have learned in this subject and that I will strive harder to make the test questionnaires more valid and reliable. Since in my practice, I think the reliability and validity of my questionnaires suffers from that um, mistake or error. Secondly, in my journey with ELE 705, I realized that assessment is really very important and that assessment may take in many forms. And sometimes in this generation of the kids or the students that we have or the learners that we have, traditional way of assessing uh, isn't that popular anymore. So it's more it's better that in our creation of our assessment we should apply those 21st century skills so that we will know what skills and knowledge and also know their proficiency of the students, especially in the level of, let's say, senior high school, in which those are my students. Second question is the advocacies and values and beliefs that I develop after the course. So the advocacies maybe after this course is to really strive harder, if you know, strive harder to create a valid and reliable tests, and that creating a test questionnaire is not easy, especially that you should go into the steps as well as the process, because everything is a process. So if you do not go with the process, then eventually there would be impact on that, and that impact could lead to non-learning, or maybe students may not gain the correct knowledge or the correct standard that we want to inculcate in them. I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening, Professor May, and I hope you will have a good time listening to my course reflection.